Hello again from XS4x4, another diff peg to do. Here are plates that we're going to weld on, which have all been shaped and machined, ready to weld on. This is a diff with a difference. So if you've seen the video on Land Rover differential casings, you'll know that this type of casing with this type of carrier cap is our preferred option. Because it's strongest, because it has the big locking plate that comes down here, and we've used these for all our peg casings ever since we've started. There is an issue with them, and that is that, being Land Rover, the hole that's drilled here and the fitting that it goes into down here, you can get something called shuffling, and it's where you can actually see that there is enough movement in here that under load this carrier cap can actually move quite considerably. Now I've got my words out, and that's something that you just have to live with. There's not a lot you can do about it. However, when Land Rover moved away from having the very strong locking tab to the cotter pin that goes through the eel, this one's actually quite good. It's actually central, but some of them are not. What they did do, which is a really good idea, is they counterbored some of the casings and fitted these collets. So that collet basically fits into that eel there, and then on the other side there is a locking tab that slots into, so it stops any form of shuffling. So when that's fitted and that's all pressed down, it's really actually remarkably solid. You still have this problem that we don't like, and it is very much us. You see, that one's not quite as central as the other ones. We don't like that cotter pin, but the problem we've got now is that the casings that we really like are old, probably stopped around about the late 80s, early 90s, and we're being offered these left, right and centre because these are the ones that are easy to get hold of. Now, when I worked at CAM, I used to deal with a very clever diff builder, a guy called Steve Hanworth of Crown Diffs. I don't think he liked them either, because he had a little idea, and that was to take the cotter pin out and put a 5mm bolt in place, so it's now solid. And it's a great idea and it's a great upgrade, but it does mean that this bit here can get really thin. So yes, great idea, good thought, much stronger. I still don't like it, but with the lack of these casings and also the big bearing early split nose stuff that's near impossible to get, I've put my head scratching on. But it's also a memorable moment for us as well here at XS4x4. So this video follows on from the Ashlocker and launches a new idea that we've had to increase the strength of our peg casings even over what we've already done now. So the base plate and the front support plate are tack welded in. So we're going to give that a TIG weld all the way around before we put the top plate on. Base plates are all on. Now we put the top plate on, seam weld across the top here, around the sides. So there we are. There's the casing, all tigged up. We're going to backfill it, and we got one surprise after another. Well, what a moment. Our 1000th peg casing. Chuffed to bits. Going to give it a coat of paint, and then we got something equally special to go inside it. We're also going to be fitting a heavy duty 3.5 crown wheel and pinion. Standard is 3.54, the difference of 0.04 is irrelevant. So the standard 3.54, which is this one here, the reason it's 3.54 is it has 47 teeth on the crown wheel and it has 13 teeth on the pinion, and if you divide 47 by 13 you get 3.54. The heavy duty version, as you can see, has huge teeth. That's got 28 teeth on the crown wheel and 8 on the pinion. 28 divided by 8 is 3.5. The difference of 0.04 is pretty much like having 1 psi difference in one tyre to the other. It doesn't matter, you can mix them. But as you can see, this is a much stronger bit of kit, and this is going to be fitted to our special build along with Ashlocker number 10,000 and our new product which we're launching today. So we've got casing all cleaned up. Here you can see, with a bit of luck, if I can focus on it, this is where these collets fit in, which is a really nice idea. I've always liked that. We got the head bearing out so we can take the shim out and make sure that we got the head height right, and we got the pegging system there ready to go in. We'll just show you the difference of the carrier caps and then what we've got lined up for this rather special build. Well, at this point I'm joined by Grant from GT Engineering, who's helping me with this because I can't hold bits and video at the same time, and his OCD is worse than mine because he's actually lined up all the bloody collets so they face each other. Isn't that sweet? Anyway, let's have a look at the long nose carrier cap. The bottoms of these have been machined out at the factory and they then in turn lock on to there. So we'll just fit that. Now once this is locked on, it doesn't shuffle because the collets hold it in place, which is really good. But there's another advantage in that they've drilled the bolts deeper in this. So on a standard diff that we use regularly, it's this one, and on these they use a longer bolt, which is that one. We'll show you the difference in height just by dropping them into appropriate eels. Now we never use these as standard bolts. We will be upgrading this to 12.9 Nordlocks as well. But as you can see, these are here a lot deeper into the casing, which gives more clamping power. It's just this bit we're not keen on, but we'll come back to that. So now we're going to put the pinion in, get the height right, set it all up and start building the center with the heavy duty gear. We won 10,000 Ashlocker with upgraded tab lock system with whopping great heavy duty 3.5 crown wheel and pinion, 2 Timken bearings, pretty much ready to go in. We fitted the brass air coupler to the casing, peg bolts through with the pegging system on, pinion in with Timken bearing and shims, and super flanged. Centre and the heavy duty crown wheel with the tab lock on is in, and on these casings that would normally, as shown earlier, be tapped down into position and that little 3mm hollow cotter pin knocked in to lock it all into place. I told you this was a special diff. It's special for 2 reasons. One of the reasons this is a special, because this is peg casing number 1000. I never actually thought I would have welded this many up, but we have, and we're going to crack on. But with these flat cap casings, we have an upgrade. And here is the upgrade. Domex 300MC, 3mm thick, CNC cut, CNC folded, TIG welded, and modified to fit the casing with upgraded 12.9 carrier bolts and Nordlocks, which fits in there perfectly. We have to shape them to make them fit really nicely because nearly every one of these carrier caps is a different shape. So we have them laser cut and then we just prettify them to make them look really nice. So we'll now continue to finish building this lovely case. And that's it. Peg casing number 1000, Ashlocker number 10,000, 3.5 heavy duty crown wheel and pinion with a lovely print. We've got our XS 4x4 CS80 ears, we've got our carrier cap conversion, tab locked on this side, got the XS 4x4 ears on there, Nordlocks, ready to rock and roll. A beautiful diff. Today's date is the 1st of June. This will be going on the website for sale. Don't know if it will still be there if you're watching this video and you fancy it. We can build you another one, but we can't build you another 1000, 10,000 unit. This has also got a rear oil vein in it, so if you do want to buy it and you want to put it in the front, tell us and we'll swap the oil vein over to a front one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.